through a series of events that have both been humbling and challenging, but exciting at the same rate, ended up meeting a guy in an elevator. And that began my story of my phase into the tech side of things.
She had worked for folks like Baker Hughes, Weatherford, lots of different large oil and gas companies, and we came to know her through some mutual friends in the community. I went and had coffee with her, and as we were talking, I was telling her about Drakewell, and I was telling her about the vision for Drakewell and where we were going and why it was such a special thing, why it's going to be so disruptive in the industry, why it was going to change how people thought about field services and running field services companies, and what we could do with all the data. And we were talking over lunch or over coffee, and she got so excited. She got really excited, and then she dropped the bomb of, well, because of the downturn in the industry, I lost my job 2 days ago. And so the nature of how that happened and the fortune for both of us for a long time, and she knows how to get her boots dirty, right? She'll get her boots dirty, go out on the rig, knows how to talk the talk, and she can combine those two things, just fantastic, amazing software engineers with real people from the industry to create something that is special, that is disruptive, and that affects those real people out there on a rig. To see how she transitioned from doing mechanical engineering and being an engineer for the oil and gas space to see what technology could accomplish, to see what you could really do with software technology, and how it didn't take a team of 45 people or a team of 200 people to do things with software, where really it is a talent business, and you can do things with a group of 5 people that you could not do in other industries.
There's always that change of culture. So will I fit in? Will I be able to adapt? I'm very used to an oil and gas culture. And so what does being in the tech space mean? Does that mean that, I'm gonna have to learn how to code? Does that mean that I'm not gonna be able to actually add value to the team? And so I think there was a little bit of kind of, not fear, but just question mark there. And I don't know the first thing about building really good software.
Alison's a smart person, so a lot of it was less to do with learning anything about code or software and things like that, and more to do with why software is different than mechanical engineering, or why software is different than manufacturing, or why software is fundamentally different than building a building or any other industry in the whole world. Why it's okay to have a small team, why a small team of just a few folks can revolutionize and change the world.
I was actually pleasantly surprised that the fear that I had that I wouldn't be able to add value or earn the respect of the architects or the engineers was totally unfounded. Because frankly, I came from a world that they have only seen on the outside, and they came from a world that I've only seen on the outside. And so that actually allowed for a lot of really productive conversations, learning, getting more insights into where we're each coming from. And that just compounds on itself and pays dividends throughout the culture, the relationship, the product.
To bring in somebody that doesn't know and just ask those root questions is a fantastic way to understand and to better explain what you're really trying to do and what you are trying to accomplish, from what that button does and why it's there, to what is the vision, where are we going.
Phase 2 is kind of has been that incubator for Drakewell, and then now Drakewell is now its own little company and is spinning off and is a little startup, and we'll have to get it off the ground and we'll have to support itself. But that's one of the things Drakewell is trying to do is reach out and say, there is phenomenal talent here in Oklahoma that could go head to head with any of the guys that work at Google or Amazon or anyone in Silicon Valley, but they want to stay here. And so Drakewell wants to give them a reason to do that. What Drakewell did is it took real some of the best guys outside of Silicon Valley, real live Oklahoma, software architects and engineers and UI UX designers. And they solved the software problem. And they did it. They did it. They solved a very fundamental problem, a very systemic problem that exists in most businesses today, but we solved it for the directional drilling space. So now with Drakewell, you can run your business on as little as probably 4 systems rather than 14. I'd say that's progress. When you talk about the Oklahoma tech community, it has definitely been very eye-opening for me over the last very short time, 6 months, to realize that there are a lot of really, really good people in it, and they're doing really, really good work, and they have an awesome mission to bring, to bring the stigma of Silicon Valley away from just California, and to say no, there are, believe it or not, there are really good architects and really smart people that are from our local communities that don't want to move out to California in order to, to be an architect and to build great software.
So we've got to find a way to understand how to fund software technology, and we've got to have a willingness to start doing that, however we do it.
Oklahoma absolutely needs to continue to invest in tech talent here in Oklahoma in order to solve real world problems and be close to those. Frankly, it's the direction this world is going, and Oklahoma has an opportunity to see that, to get on board early, and to start investing in it now.